Once a month, we like to sit down with Dan Stoltz. He's the CEO and president of Blaze Credit Union. And speaking of Blaze, that's what's happening in Ben Lieber's mouth right now after he tried the Toe of Satan spicy candy from the Jordan candy store right there.
Yeah. Well, listen,
doing?
Dan's going to talk about the word elevate, and everything's elevated on me right now.
Especially the temperature.
The heat in my mouth is elevated. The tingling sensation, the watering effect, the saliva glands in my mouth are elevated right now. So Dan, I'm going to struggle to get through this little segment
All
with
right,
you.
I got you, man.
But other than all of my bodily fluids and my body mechanics here all elevated, why elevation? Why elevate?
Yeah, so no, that's a great word. By the way, I'm a Minnesotan, so ketchup to me is spicy. So I can't even imagine what you're going through. Yeah, to
Black
me,
pepper?
I just can't handle any of that. So
that's very funny.
So the word elevate, two reasons. I was at the Olympic tryouts, and I see these great athletes elevating their game for that moment in time. Just super inspired me. And when we did the merger at Blaze, we had three words: elevate, accelerate, and celebrate. So the word elevate to me just means a lot. And the first one I want to talk to you about is how we can elevate others. I always think that sometimes we think about ourselves, but you know, in this world with division, why not encourage? You guys have heard me say this before. CEO doesn't stand for Chief Executive Officer, it's Chief Encouragement Officer.
Right,
I believe that, right? And the other one I want to say to both of you, just because of this last segment, you guys lift each other up. I mean, I feel like, you know, I watch this show. I watch how you both, you know, work with one another. And Elizabeth, you lift up Ben. Ben, you lift up Elizabeth. And I think that's encouraging, and that's something that I think we're called to do, but we don't do it enough, right?
Yeah, I think people forget how great it feels when you have people around you doing really well.
Yes.
That's not like a threatening thing. It doesn't mean that you're any less.
Yes.
It means, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for them.
Yes, exactly right. Teamwork and really helping the other person to elevate their game. Life is much better.
So are you looking for specific opportunities to do that? I mean, even like in the workplace or within family structures, are you looking for specific opportunities, or are you just kind of finding joy, noticing when other people are doing well and then feeling joyful about that?
Yeah, so I literally try to attempt to at least say thank you at least 5 times a day. So my grandkids, when they're swimming through the pool, I go, wow, that's awesome. You held your breath that long. They're showing me how they can hold it even longer, right?
Yeah.
So saying thank you. But I do think the thing about that is it has to be genuine. You know, I think sometimes you're just doing it to do it. But yeah, to team members at work, when you encourage somebody and they're super excited, and then you count on them and you lift them up, they go like, wow, this is worth it. And it's just, there's just magic with that. And I don't think we do enough of that.
Yeah. So part of that too is if you're going to be this chief encouragement officer, encouraging others, I think it really goes a long way when you are kind of living up to that standard yourself.
Yeah.
So part of this as well is like you got to be a little self-reflective and say like, how can I set a standard, set an expectation, and live up to that as much as my employees have to?
100%. And I do feel like sometimes all the eyes, especially are on a CEO. So there are days that I don't have my best days, you know. But I know that you're under that magnifying glass. People are watching how you react. And again, it's just really trying to just bring it every day, encourage people, bring a positive attitude.
Okay, so raising the bar is part of elevating, and that's, you know, about constantly just setting more expectations. But how do you do that without making it feel like they're good at it, like good enough is never enough, you know? Because I always felt like that for people who work in sales when they're, you know, I have friends who work in sales and then they're like, okay, I met my goal, and then they're like, great, now next month your goal is 10,000 higher.
Yes,
You're like, well,
yes,
like, can I ever just take a minute and be happy?
I know it. Especially in business, I feel like, you know, there's a saying that I'd rather have you reach high and miss than aim low and hit, because we want people to kind of stretch themselves. But if you overstretch or you don't celebrate the successes, there's balance in that, right? So I do agree with that. It's just raising the bar. But again, trying to be your best. Those gymnasts I was watching, they're amazing. They're great at their craft, but they want to get better. And you think they're already the best, but every day we're just trying to raise the bar on bringing our best every day, you know?
Yeah.
So part of that too is you have another term like upgrading. In all of this, when you're elevating yourself, elevating others, you're looking for opportunities to upgrade. Is this, you know, in the same sort of, you know, mindset that you're just talking about with this expectation as you were talking about, like setting higher goals? Like, what do you mean by upgrading?
Yeah, so upgrading even on a material sense, you know, in a business sense or even in a home sense. I mean, just kind of upgrading to what you have in life. Sometimes we get static or we get comfortable where we are. So I'm going to put you both on the spot. I think it'd be kind of fun real quick. So I want you to tell me your first car. Tell me. It all,
Yeah, it's a 1989 Subaru GL. It had 225,000 miles on it. Yeah.
Are you probably BMW and
Yeah, it was a McLaren. It was used. It was fine. No big deal. It was a Pontiac T1000.
Oh wow, really? How many miles? Was it?
Oh, I think it had rolled over many times. I mean,
Yeah,
you didn't have to push the clutch in. It was like that old.
Yeah, well, see, in mine, you guys are too young to know this, but I had a 1970 Chevrolet Vega, a little puddle jumper. I mean, it was something. I mean, but it ran. You know, it started half the time. But you know, even think about the word elevator upgrading. Over time, I think we've all upgraded. There's things that you can do in life that you should treat yourself and upgrade, but also push yourself to upgrade as well.
This is all good advice. It makes you think about who you can be to yourself, but more importantly, who you can be to others. How are you doing in your
guys.
current situation?
Yeah, you're looking all right.
You're looking a little dewy on the nose there,
It's better.
buddy.
It's better. Now my nose is just running. And I can't wait to get to our commercial break so I can blow my nose because the tingling of the mouth is better. My eyes feel better. I was actually a little lightheaded, which was good. That's better. And now I just have to blow my nose.
Oh my
See,
gosh.
you've elevated now. Yes, you have.
Impressive. Dan, so
Yeah.
good to see
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
So
Appreciate
much.
it.
Always good things to think about and talk about. You know, you can get $150 when you open a Blaze free checking account. You can learn more at blazecu.com. I always say it, but their app is so good. Like, their app is my favorite.
Yeah, so with that, you'll need a $100 minimum opening balance. We have all the details on TwinCiesLive.com.